At Vehikl, we've started building with AI. One project we've built is a next-generation search for the Laravel Docs. We can ask anything about Laravel and get an answer using natural language. We use the power of vector embeddings, prompt engineering, and OpenAI. As they're written, the Laravel docs are great for experienced Laravel developers looking for information on how to do very specific actions within the framework. The docs are more challenging though for new developers looking to learn how to do something with the framework, or even just asking, how do I get started with Laravel? As well, they can be equally challenging for experienced developers looking for a complete answer to a question which would take relevant information from many areas of the docs. For instance, let's say I want to do some asynchronous work in my app. We're talking about using jobs, events, the bus. Information about working with those pieces of the framework is scattered all over. How do they interact with the database? What about the queuing system? Where does that information live and how can I piece it all together? That's the question we're answering. Just imagine having the creator of Laravel and the Laravel team available to you whenever you have a question. If you think about it, you sort of do. All that information is in the Laravel docs. The challenge we have is how do we take that entire knowledge base and use it to construct a complete and concise answer to our question? For example, how do I get started with Laravel? So what we've done is taken all the Laravel documentation as Markdown, and we've separated it into sections based on their headings. We've then taken each individual section and we've passed it off to OpenAI's embedding endpoint. That endpoint gives us back a vector embedding representing that section, and we store it in our Postgres database. We did that for every single section of the Laravel documentation, and now we have an effective catalog of vector embeddings that represent all of the documentation for Laravel. When a user types in a question, for instance, how do I get started with Laravel? What we do is take that question and we send it to the embedding endpoint and get a vector embedding of it. Now that we have vector embeddings of both the question and the catalog of Laravel documentation, we can do a similarity search of the question to our catalog given a certain threshold. We'll then pull all of those sections out and use that as context. We'll inject the context into a specially crafted prompt that we've written, and we'll send that off to OpenAI's large language model, or LLM. This way, it doesn't matter the information that the LLM was trained on. We're providing the specific context that we want it to work with. The LLM will then take our prompt and use it to generate a clear and concise answer. It will then pass it back to us so we can present it to the user in the user interface. We're then able to use all of the sections that we've got as citations for what the answer is. The user can click into those and read the docs as they would on the Laravel documentation page. So here's the main interface of the application where our users can ask their questions. For instance, how do I get started with Laravel? Going over the process again, when they submit that question, we take the vector embedding of it, compare it for similarity against all the sections we have in our database, and then pass that off to OpenAI's LLM. OpenAI will give us back this answer. So you can see that what we have here isn't verbatim from the Laravel documentation. It's what the LLM has put together for us. We have all the context, which is what we use to generate the answer, and the people can read it just like they were on the Laravel docs. And it's all in order as well. So you can see here that this is ordered because your first Laravel project was most similar to what the vector embedding of the question was. Based on similarity scores, we have other questions here that people have asked. What are Laravel controllers and how do I use them? Users can navigate through these questions and see already produced answers and their related citations. Thanks for listening. We're really excited about the possibilities of AI and we're looking forward to the future ahead. If you'd like to discuss how we can help you get the power of AI into your projects, reach out to us at Vehikl.